What's happening? Sparty's back. Today I'm going to start what I think will become a new series of videos for me. Ready-made teams, RMT. Ready-made teams being, I'm going to take some teams that are high level, can be used in tournament at every level of the game. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of each of the characters, their assists, and how you would use them to the best effect in the game, and how you go about approaching neutral, and what you do when you get the hit. So the first team that I'm planning to do with this, as you've probably seen, is Wolverine, Doom, Vergil, Team Daywalker. Now this team is highly effective, as well as being highly simple, probably the easiest competitive team to pick up, because Wolverine is a very straightforward point character with good damage, simple approach to neutral, simple approach to combos. And then you've got Doom, who has a TAC infinite and is the best support character in the game, and Vergil, who in my opinion is the very best anchor character in the game, who comes out in most situations, in most games, most easily. And you can't really go wrong with having a really strong anchor with a really strong support character and a really strong point character. It's the basics of Marvel team building. First of all, the assist that you're going to want to pick for this team, you could pick for Wolverine, probably Berserker Barrage, like I do with my main team, but with this, Tornado Claw is going to be the one, because it allows Vergil to get an OTG pickup, which I'll show a little bit later on. Now, for Dr. Doom, it's a clear pick, horizontal beam assist. You want plasma beam rather than missiles or rocks. You could maybe go rocks, but for Wolverine, never play missiles. It's not the pick. Despite eventually missiles being the best pick for Vergil, it doesn't synergize well enough with Wolverine to warrant picking missiles. So plasma beam there, and finally for Vergil, you want rapid slash. It's his main assist, and you will utilize that very well. So rapid slash, pick yourself any team you want as your dummy. I'm going to go with Liberal Terminator's team. He just won Combo Breaker this evening. Congratulations to him. So we're going to pick his team as our dummy, doesn't matter who. But Nova's always a good dummy because he's very standardized. Most combos that work across a good range of the cast work on Nova. He's a good first pick for a training dummy. I'm going to preface this tutorial with saying that I'm now learning hitbox, and if I'm slow on this and if I mess up some combos whilst I'm showing things off, yeah, blame the hitbox basically. Blame this doodah. So, first things first, Wolverine, you are a mobile character with good ground speed and a fantastic tool in this dive kick right here. Where is it? There it is. I forgot how the buttons work on this thing. So, your dive kick is very potent because it's very fast, gets you up and down very quickly, which allows you to have movement that looks like you're going up in the air, then you come back down. It's also got a great hitbox on it. It can cross up. There we go. So it can cross up, and when it does, the opponent will be sent reeling by that. But also, whilst you are pressing this input for down and heavy, you can also press down and heavy, which is forward heavy, and it will throw the opponent. So if I just make the opponent jump here, and I press basically jump down, forward, and heavy, or jump down, back, and heavy, I can hit them if they're not close enough. But if I do get close enough, I can also throw them and then pick up with my assist into a full combo. So that's very potent, and probably the very first thing you want to do with Wolverine is just get a feel for moving around left and right and hitting dive kicks. Now, something I will recommend in every single one of these tutorials is learn how to, instead of wave dashing where you dash and then crouch cancel that dash, so you can do multiple dashes like this very slowly, but you get around much quicker if you cancel your dashes into a crouch. But you get around even quicker if instead of that one hand only here, you can plink dash around just using heavy, and then right after pressing heavy, you want to press medium and light, so it looks on the buttons like that, and you should get something like that on the button inputs. Now, Wolverine has been nerfed 13 years ago in the Ultimate game compared to his vanilla game, because they gave him this move just here, and if you press plink dashes too fast, you will get that move, but you can plink dash this fast with Wolverine. Like, there is no need to worry about that coming out. If you have a nice steady rhythm, he gets around plenty fast. You know, if I call plasma beam, I get there long before plasma beam hits. From full screen, I can even throw them before they get there. So your movement, for every character in the game, you want to be learning plink dashes. Even Doom, even though he can't plink dash on the ground, and he struggles with it in the air, you can, if you set certain buttons, configurations, do plink dashes in the air. So you're going to be using plink dashes a lot. So I suggest you learn them, follow my tutorial for that. Now, Wolverine has two incredibly important normals in neutral, and it's his stand light and his crouch light. Movement with him is really important because he needs to get past the opponent's zoning. So he wants to be able to call an assist and dash in an approach. Now, you can do a couple of different things with that. Yes, you can do basically like stand heavy and call plasma beam and then cancel into berserker slash. And you can do things like this with that. So you get a full combo off a situation like that. However, very, very quickly, if you face a good player, they're going to sniff that out and pick you apart for doing that. They'll find a way around it. They'll avoid you. You're going to be telegraphing and showing the opponent you're about to do that every time you do. You're going to do that and then do this, and it gets predictable quick. What is difficult to deal with though for every player of every level is this dash crouch light. Dash crouch light is really strong, and dash stand light like that, because dash stand light is very good. It's got a great hitbox on it. It's a big jab normal. And you can link that or chain that to crouch light. You can actually do his buttons either way. Crouch light to stand light or stand light to crouch light. Usually you'd go like stand light to crouch light. And the reason you do that is because, I'll show you here, let me just set the dummy to all guard. I'm going to set him to crouch for a second. So what I would do here is you can get them blocking plasma beam, and you will dash stand light and then maybe go crouch light. Or you just dash in and go, plasma beam, and then do a couple of slow lights. So if you do them very fast, they'll stay stuck there. But if you do a little bit of a gap between the first one and the second one, if they try to push block, and some people will do it with crouch medium or crouch heavy, two buttons like that, because you see when I get pushed away like that, that's pressing light and medium, light and heavy, or medium and heavy together to push your opponent away. So if you do a crouch light and then a slight delay, you might catch them trying to push block your lights and get you off them, and it causes a gap to happen, and that's where they get hit between the first one and the second one. Obviously, I've got this dummy set to block there, but the benefit here is that if they are set to jump here, and I do a stand light, it locks them on the ground, and just turn the push block off for a moment here. Advancing guard, no, not on. Off, please. There we go. So I can do stand light, and if they are just off the ground, they come back to the ground and get hit low. So if they're holding up the whole time, my low button will catch them there. Obviously, the dummy's perfect, and the dummy doesn't get hit, even though it's holding up. But if I get them just off the ground like that, so if they try to jump just like, and I catch them, you see that? So doing a stand light brings them down and lets you crouch in light, hit the next one, hit them as they try and get away. So if they do, say, get just off the ground, and let me try and time this somehow. I'm gonna be trying to catch them with that. So first things first, Wolverine has some fantastic normals, but the major two that are your go-to in normal are his light buttons. And it's easy when you're picking up a new game, or if you're trying to learn new characters, to think, right, what's his good buttons? Oh, it's going to be these big heavy ones. The heavy normals are the best ones. Jump S looks really good, doesn't it? And Jump S is really good as an to ground move, as is his dive kick, of course. And all of his normals do have utility, but that are fantastic. Now, that's if you're going in and being a bit more safe, but if you do get them to, say, block a plasma beam like that, you might wish to do something like that, and there's a good reason for this. I just did stand medium. One, because look at the range on it. So if they are sort of like over here and I sort of like approach, I can tag them with that. But if I do stand light cancelled into a berserker slash, a lot of opponents, especially low to mid-level opponents, they are going to sit there and they're going to mash heavy like this. And if you try to do jab and then do that, you can be thrown out of the berserker slash, because you are vulnerable to throws as you're doing this. So with this, you want to do jab into slash, and then compare that to stand medium into slash, because there's still a gap, and they will still be hit by it if they block sort of like the front side, they'll still get crossed up by that into that. That will cross them up and hit them. The cross-up protection that exists in the game, it ends before the slash hits them. But also, they don't have time to throw you. So if you do stand medium into slash, they can't throw you out of that. And once they realise they can't throw you out of that, you get a lot more leeway with your opponents to do this type of thing. So stand jabs are extremely valuable. Stand medium is really good for cancelling into slashes, say after they've blocked that, you can do this. That's really strong. And once they start to worry about that, then your crouch jabs are going to be really good because they want to jump away. And in general, you're going to be having a lot better of a time getting hits on people. Obviously, low level opponents you're just going to hit them with dive kits. You're going to hit them with this sort of stuff. You'll hit them with it if you're calling plasma beam and you're here. They can't touch plasma beam, and Wolverine is safe no matter what you do. So, however you're playing it, if you're just making sure to stay away from the plasma beam call. So if I'm like here next to Doom can get hit and Wolverine can get hit, and you're getting happy birthdays, and then your next character Vergil's going to fall in. Maybe they'll mix Vergil up and you'll lose a game just because you weren't playing it safe. So anytime you call plasma beam, move away from it with Wolverine. And like I say, a great way to do that is to dash away or to hit them with a berserker slash or go behind them or something like that. Really, really standard stuff. Now, you do have big buttons as Wolverine. This crouch medium is really good as an anti-air. So if they're going to come down at you, you can hit them with crouch medium from quite a height. You see that? And you can hit them in like that, into stand heavy, into S, and go from there. So that's the basic neutral and the basic idea of what his normals do. Like stand heavy's pretty darn good as well. It's quite big, so you can catch them from a long way away. And generally speaking, you can do things like dash up and throw out of that block stun, dash up and crouch light out of that block stun, stand light into crouch light, and then jab into throw, and then stand medium into the berserker slash again. So doing that, so it's that again. Hit them. Now, what do we do when we get the hit with Wolverine? So your basic game plan here, once you do get the hit, maybe you get the hit with Plasma Beam. Now, Plasma Beam, if I show you here, has quite a lot of scaling on it. So even if I do a decent combo out of this, for one super, 520, for two supers, 750. I'm not even killing the second, third, and fourth least health characters in the game. I'm killing one character, and her name is Phoenix for that damage. So, and I've spent all my bar there. So I want to be making sure that I do the right combos, because if you can get scaled hits on this team, and remember, this guy is your comeback character. He loves meter. So we want to do two things here. Two things. Number one, we want to figure out, have we got a scaled hit or not? And if we have got a scaled hit, we want to do a TAC Infinite or a reset, but TAC Infinites are much better chances and you get a much bigger reward from them. And number two, if you didn't get a scaled hit, so say you did get something like this, we want to do a combo that does a good amount of damage out of that and kills your opponent for 2 bars. Now, the combo that we're going to do on this is it's the generic combo you do for every character: light, medium, heavy, into S, medium, heavy, drill claw, dive kick. So first of all, light, medium, heavy, S looks like that. Light, medium, heavy, S, medium, heavy, drill claw, and then you can dive kick after it. So that's the first step. Practice that. Light, medium, heavy, S, medium, heavy, drill claw, dive kick. That's step 1. After that, you do light, medium, heavy, S, medium, heavy, drill claw, dive kick, stand heavy, S, medium, and then you've got to do this long sequence. So it's medium, medium, light, heavy, S. Medium, medium, light, heavy, S. And did you note there how Wolverine, on his jump arc, he goes up, and then he's doing sort of like medium, medium, heavy, or sorry, medium, medium, light, heavy, and then he's coming down when I'm pressing the S. He's already on the way down, so there's a difference. Watch the difference between these two combos. Wolverine's still on the way up there. I called Vergil, not enough time to OTG. You want to do a slightly delayed heavy into S there, and then there's loads of time to call Vergil immediately as you land. It looks like this. So I'll call him there, and then I do a really late one of those. As late as you can make it. And that's down, forward, medium to do his OTG. So that's the parts of the puzzle here, but the combo will look something like this. Whoops, called the wrong assist, but you get the point. That's the combo that we'd be doing. You can even add in assists like this. Okay, so right there, I should explain what I did at the end as well. Oh, still mashing. So right at the end, I've done my launch series into Vergil, call him early, OTG late, and then once he has OTG'd, I then need to do a medium DP. And this move, as you see there, it has 4 hits, but I'm not going to use 4 hits. What I need to make sure I do is 2 hits, roughly. If I just show this now, let's see if it works. Watch it not work now. Like, that was 1 hit and I've messed it up. I've let them fall too much there. So I try that again. It might actually be 1 hit that I use. Yeah, 1 hit. Actually, just let it do 1 hit. And what you're actually doing there is you're actually making sure that you do the second hit. That's why I said 2 hits. So did you see there what I did? I cancelled into super immediately off the first hit. And that does Wolverine's grounded super. And his grounded super, look how high it comes out. And look how slow he recovers from it. That's really slow, and it doesn't let him do another DP after it. The only way to get a second DP after the super is to cancel once Wolverine is airborne, because look how low to the ground he is now by comparison, and that's what lets him do it. So if you ever find that on these loops here you struggle to hit the second, it might be because you're cancelling like that. Actually, that's fine. You're cancelling the first hit of your DP into the super, and that means you're doing the grounded version of the super, which you can't continue after. So you've got to be careful which one you do. So the combo will look something like this. In fact, I've already showed it, haven't I? You can just rewind and go back to it. So that's the basic there, if you get a unscaled hit. So if it's something like this. There we go. Now, the damage on that, just shy of 900,000. Now, that's going to kill Vergil, it's going to kill Zero, it's going to kill a number of different characters. It didn't quite kill Nova, it wouldn't kill Doom, it wouldn't kill Spencer. And now I'm down to no bars. I've got a third of a bar, and Nova's sat there pretty with 2 2/3 bars, 2.6 meters, something like that. And that's me in a weak position because he can now DHC out. He can try and catch me on a happy birthday, do something reckless, or hard tag to Spencer and get some shenanigans going on with a lot of meter behind him. So instead of doing that, if I do get a hit, then I know I'm not going to kill off. And this has got to be your learning process. You've got to learn how much damage you can do from each of your hits, and that just takes a bit of practice. But if you get a scaled hit like this, instead of doing that dive kick combo I told you to do there, do this route instead, where you save your ground bounce by just doing a launch series. So if I do something like, let's do it off a throw combo. So I'm going to do a launch series, spike them down, dive kick. I can't do a super jump on the hitbox. By the way, this works at sort of like full screen as well. So you want to learn how to do this from full screen. The reason I do it this way is because this assist here, rapid slash, takes them so far across the screen, it gets you to the corner every time to allow you then, as Wolverine, to set up the TAC into Doom and his TAC combos. So for this, let's do it again. Spike them into that. Like this, and then boom, boom, bing, bam, bada, boom. And then you're going to do a TAC infinite, and you need to learn these. This is a big part of the game plan. Oops, I missed an input there. I pressed down forward instead of forward heavy. But that's the gist. So you need to learn TAC infinites. There are straightforward infinite setups for Doom. There's some on my channel as well. Go have a look at those because they are so important. This rep is very damaging, and in any scenario here that you do this from, if you land the combo and kill them, you can spend the bar. You can spend the bar pretty freely with this team, because you are building so much off that TAC combo. So you could do level 3, you could spend 2 bars and kill that way, or you could infinite them to death, all from that TAC into Doom. And the reason why that's so potent, again, is because this guy loves his meter. This guy loves to pop X Factor and start spending meter, kill the character, they die, and then you do something to the effect of this, and then teleport in, and you mix them up left, right. So that's the generic game plan. The only other combo I want to show you is, and the other thing I want to show you is, you've got this move just here, which is his Berserker Slash into Berserker Charge. Now, Berserker Charge, you do it by doing down, down, and 2 buttons. A little bit of an awkward input at first, but this whole move boosts him. I can't remember exactly how much. I think it's as much. No, it's more than level 3 X Factor. So level 1 X Factor is way slower than his Berserker Barrage power-up. It's so fast that they decided that you can't build any meter during it. So again, same thing off this type of thing. You're probably going to do a TAC, because you're not going to kill off any combo that you get on a full health character with Wolverine's Berserker Charge. So what you can do though with Berserker Charge combos, if you hit that, the combo goes like this: crouch medium, stand heavy, Berserker Slash, and you can Berserker Slash L or M depending on which side you want to get them to. But the combo is basically crouch medium, stand heavy, Berserker Slash. Then you dash up to him again, crouch medium, stand heavy, Berserker Slash, and then you finally dash over and do stand medium heavy into a launch series. So the combo would look, if you had meter, in fact, give me some meter. Let's have a look here. Give me a few bars. The combo would look something like this. Now, I did a slightly alternate ender there, because you can actually end your combos with Wolverine Doom into Plasma Beam. It's pretty generous timing, and I prefer doing this like this. I go into Berserker Barrage and then do this super. And then do this super, because actually you get quite significant damage off it when you do the finger lasers. If I did it here at this range, you only get a little bit of the damage, but when you are point blank like this and they are airborne, if they're in the air, you get quite a lot of damage off it. Like, you get quite a significant amount of damage because both sides of the finger lasers are hitting at the same time. So that's Wolverine's part of this team. Next up, I'm going to be completely honest here, Doom's part on this team is to be the second to last character, because Wolverine, you are going to go nuts with this character, and then you can play it slow, you can play it smart, but your whole freedom that's given to you by this is, it doesn't matter if Wolverine dies, because if Wolverine dies, then you're just going to get Doom in. Doom just has to survive for a short amount of time, because when Wolverine dies, your order will be... Sorry, let me just flip the team around. Your team will be... that was the worst way to do that. Your team will be Doom, then Vergil next. So once we've got some meter on our hands here, there we go. Well, once I've got some meter, let's just do a down TAC. Once you've got some meter, you're just going to play it safe and get Vergil out. Sorry, get Doom out and get Vergil in, and then you're gonna go off with Vergil like this, and then you'll kill them. If it's level 2 X Factor, you'll kill them with that. So level 2 X Factor Vergil with Devil Trigger or swords and plenty of meter. If Wolverine's done his job and got you some nice combos and been meter efficient and maybe got a TAC infinite at some point, that's going to be very, very easy to come in with Vergil. You might end up having 3 bars to play with him, and with level 2 X Factor, give me HC gauge, hyper combo gauge on, and level 2 X Factor, you can then just go nuts. You're gonna do like, oh, I've not learnt this on Hitbox yet. This is completely brand new to me. So yeah, you're gonna do your combos. You know the basics, don't you? With him, you've seen it a bunch of times if you've seen this game at all. I'll get to that in a minute. But the point is, with Doom, a lot of the time you're just trying to survive the welcome. You're trying to come in. You come in at this height, and then you're gonna foot dive them. You're gonna dash up and away, Can I actually learn to fly? There we go. You're going to dash away, and you're going to try and escape. And maybe, you'll scab a foot dive like that, and then you can do some combos. Whoops. Forget how to do combos on this hitbox. Yeah, it's difficult. But your basic Doom combo. Let's walk you through it then. So your basics of this team revolve around foot dive with this. You don't really want to be calling rapid slash all the time because it's not the best assist for neutral, but you can do it. If you do something like that, call it and do a plasma beam. You can get a couple of plasma beams out of that. You can also call it... wrong assist. You can also call it in that situation where you do jump heavy and then use that. So if you do it in the corner, something like that. Oops. And you can basically call those together. Rapid slash puts them in box stun afterwards, and then you can dash up, go low, and throw them, and then get full combos. Now Doom's a great character in this game because 1, his damage output is fantastic. 2, he has this move, foot dive, which is completely belligerent. It's an insane move, and you're allowed to dash cancel it. So you can dash cancel it in any of your dash directions. If you do it too low to the ground, like if you touch like the foot of the other opponent there, you might not be able to dash cancel it, and you are vulnerable until you hit the ground there, unless you X Factor to keep yourself safe. But it's hard knockdown, and it's got a really long amount of time available for you to be able to combo off it. Doom is a bit finicky in that his combos don't follow the exact same route. So before with Wolverine, I did light, medium, heavy, S, and then I did medium, medium, heavy, S. His combos don't follow that route. For number 1, you do not want to do light, medium, heavy. Just do light, light, heavy, or just light, heavy. And the reason for that is if I do light, light, heavy, I can hit there. But if I do light, medium, heavy, oh, it hit there actually. Light, medium, heavy. Light, medium, heavy. Right, it's just hitting at all ranges right now, but you see the way that whiffs there? A medium can whiff, so you do not want to miss a combo because of that medium whiffing. So just do light, light, heavy, or light, heavy straight off the bat. With his combos, you've got to do light, heavy, launch, and then you can do anything as long as you get above them in the air here. Now, you probably want to learn it first. Light, heavy, launch. Whoops. Light, heavy, launch, medium, and then a slight delay, because if you do those mediums in a row, 2 hits of each a bit quicker, you can end up not getting high enough up on them. Let's try and actually demonstrate that. In fact, if I do a hard kick version of the combo. See where that whiffs there? That didn't get high enough off them. So in the air, you can do up, light, heavy, launch, and then you're trying to get up above their head by doing the first medium as soon as possible after the launch, and then the second medium with a little bit of delay. So let's show that off. It's only a tiny bit of delay, but you get above their heads, and then you're allowed to combo like that. And then from there, you can do a number of different extensions, but the final combo is jump and do plasma beam heavy into his finger laser super. So that's the combo generally. In the corner, it's a lot easier because you don't need to dash between each launch series. So in the corner, it's just, medium, medium, heavy, medium, medium, heavy, heavy, foot dive. Whoops. And you do 3 reps of that into plasma beam into super. Now, the thing that I'm forgetting here, that I forgot to say a second ago, is that with his combos, you can cancel his S, and you can also cancel his heavy foot dive into an air dash, but you can only cancel one of them. And in the launch series, you need to do medium, medium, heavy foot dive into S foot dive, because he has 2 of them. Heavy one goes like that, the S one goes downwards like that. And you need to cancel the second one, the S one, into a down forward dash. So you're going to cancel it that way. And on your way down, to get down quicker, because look at how slow he goes down like this, you want to do whiff his jump heavy. You can whiff medium. I just do heavy because medium can sometimes mess up your combo. You can actually hit them on the way down with the medium. So I just double tap. If you look at my inputs there, I'd do foot dive and then I'd do that basically. 2 heavy and medium inputs. So watch my inputs again. Oops, I didn't whiff it there. like that. And that leaves you about this far. So you need to then jump and then dash over, and you can OTG with heavy, which is slower, so it's harder, or medium, stand medium or stand heavy, into either S, or he has a launcher move with forward and heavy, which is a bit quicker. However, it does send them higher. So if I do a combo with launch, I can pretty much just do those mediums straight away on Nova. But if I do it with hard kick instead, I have to really get above them and delay the second mediums to get on top of the heads to do the foot dive. In the corner, generally speaking, you just need to start figuring out how many reps you can get. And generally speaking, if I do a basic starter like this, I can do a couple of different variations of the corner combo, but the basic is I can either do, off a normal hit like this, 3 reps of 2 mediums, like this, and then jump plasma beam into super. Or if it's off a foot dive, I can do maybe like 1 less rep. You can actually do 3 off a foot dive. There's more to it, but I'll let you experiment with it. So off a foot dive, start off just by doing 2 reps of it, because basically off a foot dive, you use up the ground bounce and you use a lot of your time available for the combo. Same thing off a back throw. Off a back throw, you'll get the same as like if you do a foot dive. Just however many reps you do for a normal combo, just do 1 less for a foot dive or a back throw. Off a forward throw, you can still do the same amount of reps. Now, if you want to go a little bit more advanced, you can just do faster reps like this with 1 medium, do 3 reps of that, and then finish with 1 rep of the double mediums, and then jump up. Oh, I can't actually do that on hitbox. Another character that I've not learned properly yet, Doom on hitbox. Like that, jump plasma beam into his super, and you can DHC to Wolverine. If Wolverine's still alive, he just has to be very quick to do this super, which is his more damaging super, because this is his more damaging super out of his 2. Or if Vergil's up next, you can just DHC through to swords. So you DHC to swords, and the combo you're going to want to learn is this, basically. Not that. I'll get to... Let's do this now properly. And this is where Vergil starts to show some of his real strengths, because Doom is very damaging, but Vergil does extremely good damage if you still have your ground bounce and your wall bounce available. So if you were to end this combo, and then you go into plasma beam, into that super, pretend I didn't mess that up. You can do a fireball into a Helmbreaker. Oh, wait, whoops. Let me try that again. Forgive me. So some sort of sequence. You can actually do it really simple like this. 2 Helmbreakers into a round trip, into that fireball. Wow, I'm so bad. Maybe I don't know Vergil. Yunk. I actually can't even do any combos for you anymore. My bad, guys. I am actually shocking right now. So like that, and then crouch heavy, and then release your round trip on the other side there. And I didn't get the swords. Getting swords on hitbox for me, gonna be a challenge. So once you've DHC through to Vergil, there's a few steps that you want to go through. So to practice this, the way I would do it, get them to the corner, and you can do that by resetting training mode, but my new hitbox actually has some funny little shortcuts that change whether it uses the D-pad or the left or right stick if I try and reset into the corner. Bit of an awkward thing I need to sort out, but it's still a jolly good stick. So with this, crouch heavy into swords, and then practice this version of the combo. Whoops. Not that version of the combo. Crouch heavy into swords, jump Helmbreaker. Try not to do that. It's actually better to do the fireball first and then jump Helmbreaker. I really need to learn how to do these combos again on this stick. Try it one more time. Do you know what's messing me up with the hitbox the way I've set it up? If I press down and up at the same time on the hitbox, it actually makes me jump. So that's really throwing me off, because I'm still holding up when I want to do a Helmbreaker, because I'm pressing down but I'm not getting it, so I need to let go, do that. Anyway, let me try go back to Doom and do the DHC to him like this. Still not getting it, but okay. This time you're a bit closer in the corner here, and that's important. You want to be close to the corner because otherwise they fall out because of that distance there. But the simpler you keep it, the better it is for the combo. So you want to do your washing machine, crouch heavy, stinger, and then release your round trip like that. That is the foundation of getting good damage out of Vergil, and then it's another washing machine. And after your washing machine, though, I can just get the other side here. So you want to practice this bit. You do your DPM, release round trip, another crouch heavy, and then crouch heavy into another swords, and that's your loop. There are tutorials out there. You're going to need to go and learn them from someone else because apparently I can't do them on this. But once you've got the foundation of Wolverine and Doom down, there's only Vergil left. Vergil left to play here. And Vergil has some extremely good tools available to him. You've seen Helmbreaker already. You've probably seen, if you've seen any amount of Marvel, you've seen how broken this move is. Broken for a couple of reasons. One, because like Wolverine's dive kick, it allows him to get straight down to the ground very quickly, and it is cancelable into teleport. It's cancelable into supers, so you can do Devil Trigger off that. It's cancelable into both supers, so you can do his swords off it to keep him safe. It's also cancelable into S. So if they block like this, you can straight up just cancel into S and then back into heavy. In fact, actually, if you do cancel it like that, you can actually still OTG. You still got time to OTG even after whiffing the S. His S, when you do cancel into it, then cancels into his heavy. So you can do this. Now, if they push block you, you're going to be very vulnerable. So you want to do something like Helmbreaker, and then if I get them to block it, sorry. Hess into heavy into his Judgment Cut, because it moves him backwards and keeps you pretty safe. And then from there, you might end up with a combo like this. And then you can go back to doing your sword loops. Oh, we hit one. Nice. There we go. We got a loop. Like that. So that's the foundation. You want to learn how to combo off your Helmbreaker, and you can do that primarily if Wolverine's dead. You're going to be doing that primarily with X Factor, so you're going to be doing this, and this is the combo you want to be doing here. It's a fairly straightforward combo. It's like his normal B&B. So his normal B&B would be light, medium, heavy, stinger. Oops, this one's stinger, forward and heavy. So light, medium, and heavy, stinger, and then DPL, teleport down, and then super jump, medium, heavy. So you do that move and then teleport down. You teleport down with heavy. So teleport down, and then as soon as you get to the ground, you have to practice this super jump up into jump medium, heavy, S. So it's, oops, not an L. I need to press heavy. Keep pressing L to teleport. Pretty easy timing, to be honest. And then medium, mini, heavy S into Helmbreaker. In his combos, unless you need to use the ground bounce, you typically don't tend to use his jump S because it is slower, will combo less often, and leaves them further away for no good reason. So the only time you really want to be using his S is in combos where you need the ground bounce like this to hit, which are off Helmbreaker and off that confirm I just showed you just there. Now, with this, that's possible with X Factor. You could also just do, if you do hit one of these, you can just do, straight into super, like this. And if you have, like, Dr. Doom to DHC behind into the, you could probably get, like, 500,000 damage, 516, not bad damage. Or, alternatively, you can do this, and then teleport, or do whatever you want into swords, and then get a mix-up on them as they wake up, left and right. Because swords is an interesting one. You might not know this, that if you put swords on and teleport, the swords hit your opponent before you get behind them. So obviously they have to hold facing well, actually, yeah, for your camera, they have to face that way, or rather hold backwards to block. And with swords, if you teleport, you might think, oh, it's an instant cross-up, but it's not. The swords appear before Vergil does, so they block the swords by holding back. Whereas if you've knocked them down like this, you can then do a teleport mix-up where whatever side you teleport to, if you time the teleport right, I think, how I've seen this being done. Like if you do this, you see it's hit there, you can teleport light and then medium if you've got the time there, and then do a combo if it hits. So with this, there's lots of Vergil guides out there of how to actually use him a bit more efficiently than I can probably do. But the basic gist is that you want to get in and you want to spend that meter by using your Wolverine and your Doom, with the idea that Vergil is your plan B for the team, because you can win with Wolverine, but having Vergil there as your plan B is very important. So you want to be playing around that, especially early on, and later on maybe you get better with Wolverine, get better with Doom, and you're less reliant on the Vergil comebacks. But for the most part, it's very important that you save your resources for and plan around using Dark Vergil. The other pickup that I said before, if you do this, you can actually use Wolverine's assist. So you do Helmbreaker, OTG, which is down forward heavy, and then you can do this sort of conversion off that. So Helmbreaker, then you do your conversion like this, and then same combos as the combos before. Oh, look at these! I'm learning hitbox as we speak. And this is just the beautiful loops that you can do. Very meter efficient, these loops. They do a good couple of 100,000 damage each loop, and you build some meter whilst you use them. So you need to learn those loops. Look up a tutorial for that. You need to learn also how to do Dark Vergil incomings. So you want to actually OTG there. When go into this. And you want to learn how to basically get this loop going. If I can master it. I'm X Factor 2 right now, so I'm not quite as fast as I'd like to be. So you need to be able to learn this loop. And when they die, you need to learn the mix-up like this. And I've posted a tutorial on how to do roughly that flowchart with the mix-ups, how to do Dark Vergil combos. But if you look up the Shady K guide to Vergil and how to play Dark Vergil, Anchor Vergil, that Shady K guide is absolutely amazing. I think it's up on one of Filipino Champ's FGTV channels. I'm not 100% sure, but if you search it up, it is back now on the internet. Very solid guide. It teaches you everything you need for Vergil here. And that is, for the most part, that's the team. Just like Wolverine before, you might be very tempted to use big heavy normals, because look at how ridiculous that is. That normal is absolutely massive. However, you cannot cancel it on whiff. So if you do whiff it, it's very hard to do anything about that. Now the thing is, heavy hits in front of him half screen, and also you see where his sword goes up there, it hits up above his head as well. So heavy does that. S doesn't hit quite as far, but S has an even more ridiculous vertical hitbox. So both of those normals are actually ridiculous. However, they're both very vulnerable. S you can't even cancel on whiff. To cancel your heavies like Stinger, you need to be in Devil Trigger or cancel 2 super in the first place. So you cannot do anything, like you can't do that move out of that. You can only cancel 2 swords. So you can do that. There's some things, again, blink dashing is really important with Vergil, but if you just press medium and heavy together, you actually get the equivalent of a blink dash. So if you set yourself medium and heavy whilst holding forwards, you don't have to blink dash, you can just continuously cancel your dashes. You need to do perfect MH. If you mess any up like I keep doing, you don't keep getting this. But if you're right next to them and you press MH, something's glitched about Vergil's Stinger, basically, and it allows him to have a plink dash going forwards, but not backwards, without even having to do the plink input. So he doesn't have to do heavy and then L and M frame after. He just does M and heavy, or L and heavy, whichever one you want. If you want to do that, it's the same thing. There's more to learn with him as well. I really recommend you look up round trip glitch tutorial. So if I throw round trip right now, by holding a button to charge it, and letting go of it, that's how fast I'm able to throw it again. It takes a long time for it to be able to come back to me. But if I press a button and I release round trip as the button hits them, I've still got that blue glow in my hand because I'm pressing heavy, releasing the button and repressing the button again. So I'm holding round trip with my light button, and then I press heavy, and as it hits them during the hit stop, the freeze that happens when they get hit, I'm releasing heavy and then repressing it again. Sorry, I'm releasing light and repressing it again. So like this, and you see that means that I can, as soon as round trip comes back to me, I can keep doing more and more of these, which means you can do things like this. So one round trip, and then another round trip, and you can do special combos with it. But it's not so important for the combos. It's much more important that if you were to do this sort of like sequence, you can just keep infinitely block stunning, like trapping them. With low level players, they might have a hard time getting out of that without getting hit, because you have to push block it at the right time, and you have to push block it a lot. So if you do have a low-level player, I say low-level player, if you're playing someone who's not a top-level player, they might get hit at some point during that, and then once you've got that hit, smack them to the ground, and then X Factor, and then you're off to the races. That's the whole point with Vergil. So yeah, that's the team. You need to learn Plink Dashing. I'd say that for any team. You want to learn Doom's TAC Infinite, because you need to be able to take them to the corner. Take them to the corner and then get off an Infinite. And you need to be able to do Wolverine's Berserker Slash loops. Like this. You need to be able to do Fatal Claw loops as well. Like this. I think that's just dropped. Yeah, I did just drop it. I was a bit late on the cancel. You need to practice those for Wolverine. For Doom, you need to be learning, basically, how do you foot dive? Because that's very important. How do you convert off that? You need to be able to convert off a hit like that, where you don't dash cancel it because you've had an awkward position. You need to learn his mid-screen combos. You want to learn a bit of neutral with him, where you're pressing like foot dive like this, and like calling your Vergil whilst covering it with Doom's foot dive, because it's better to sacrifice Doom than it is to do Vergil, to sacrifice Vergil. You need to learn your combos off each of your different types of hits and throws. There's things like his forward throw, where you got to ground dash, and then so if you ground dash, because if you do two try dashes like that, you don't actually get as far as quickly as if you do a ground dash, jump, and then air dash down forward. So it looks like this, like that. So there's lots to learn for each of these characters, and I've only given you a brief overview. In neutral with Doom, his foot dive is such a threat. So if you keep going up in the air like this and doing that, they're going to get hit a lot, basically. And that's going to be your threat to then allow you to go up and then do a slow finger lasers with light, and then stay up there with flight and do a couple more, come down with foot dive, call an assist, and move in. So you can do things like that, fly, and then a couple of those, foot dive, do a jump heavy, call rapid slash, these types of ideas, back off a bit, and then do a plasma beam. And when you're ready, because you're ready to get Wolverine back in, or get this guy back in, so I get Vergil back in, you can then come and do this. And if you're not building any meter, you can do a combo into a TAC Infinite. So you need the TAC Infinites with Doom. It's very important. It's for the meter economy of the team, because you need to be able to kill off all of your hits, and you need to be able to do it whilst getting a lot of meter for this guy. And this guy is very potent once you've got yourself in Devil Trigger and X Factor, because he kills really quickly. And if you take away the settings here, turn their life off here, literally, turn life recovery off, you can then do, whoops, I can't actually do combos. You can then get setups basically to kill the whole team off. I really suck with hitbox, holy moly. You get setups like this to kill the whole team, and then wait, next match again. I can't do it. I can't do the combos. But you get the gist. That's the whole idea of this team. I think actually I meant for this video to be quite quick, but we're up on 50 minutes already here with this. Is there anything else that I want to add to this? I'd like you guys to ask me some things in the chat, because I realised that for me, I've been playing this game for 13 years or so, and there's probably a lot of things that I've just glanced over here that maybe you didn't quite get what I was talking about right then and there. If there's anything that you have a question about, feel free to ask me. I'll try and come back to every question I possibly can and try and aid that. If you're learning this team and enjoying it, let me know. If you are having some difficulties with it and struggling with certain matchups, let me know. There are lots of, there's so much matchup specific stuff you'll have to learn. But the beautiful thing about this team is Plasma Beam is very durable, and it gets you through a lot of the opponent's stuff. So if they've got assists that are projectile based, and if they've got a point character who has projectiles, just calling that Plasma Beam allows you to get through a lot of it. And I suppose the thing is, don't just be playing neutral like this and just be spamming it all the time. Don't just be trying to get it coming out at every moment, because that means that they can predict when it's going to come, and if they can predict when it's going to come, they can just jump over it, avoid it, that type of thing. What you want to be doing is waiting for the proper moment to make a push, and you think, right, well, Nova's just about to dash away and try and put a shield up, so I'm going to chase and then do this, and then get my combo off. Or they're just about to call their Doom Assist, and if they do call their Doom Assist, I want to be calling it just a moment before them, because I know, well, they're calling their assist predictably. Like they keep spamming Plasma Beam as fast as it'll come out, and that means that I know when theirs is going to come out. And if I've not called mine yet, I know theirs is about to come out now, so I'm going to go boom right before theirs comes. And that's like a little bit of a secret to it. But also, like, one thing that you will encounter as a challenge with this team, one of its limitations is that Wolverine struggles in a lot of matchups against Zero, Magneto, against Morrigan, and what you have to be aware of is, with Plasma Beam, characters like Nova can actually slide under your beam. He can put up a shield that's big enough to stop the beam from being effective, so you have to play around that. With Morrigan, she can just crouch light underneath your beam. She can also just jump over it and fireball over the top of your beam, your Plasma Beam assist. So you've got to be thinking, right, well, she's either going to be underneath it, and I need to sort of like Berserker Barrage at her to stop her from winning with jabs, or I need to like jump and dive kick. I need to get up there like this, and I need to do my dive kicks and get a throw or hit her like this. Or if it's like Magneto can fly up, just like Doom can, but even better. He can fly up there and then come down with his Magnetic Blast, which is a move that comes down like Plasma Beam sort of like comes down at that angle, but that's a beam. He's got that projectile that falls with him and covers him quite well. But if you wait for him to come down, and then just as he's about to run out of flight, call Plasma Beam, dash over, you've now got something that beats that Magnetic Blast, hits Magneto, or if you manage to land and block in time, he's now in block stun, and then you can work your mix-ups. You can either do a straight Berserker Slash, or crouch light, stand medium into slash. Medium slash is good, and then go off, basically pop off. With Doom, again, lots to learn, but in neutral, that is the great equalizer. Any situation where something's happening, if you're above them doing a foot dive, there's a good chance they'll get hit by it. There's a good chance. Oh, by the way, Wolverine's level 3. If you do end up doing a level 3, you can convert into Plasma Beam by just dashing with it on the first thing. So like, dash with Plasma Beam. Oops. Oh, he died. Oops. I'll show you again. So you dash with Plasma Beam first time, so 2 buttons and assist 1 like that on the inputs down there, and then just do 1 more dash to get over there. So you've already used your ground bounce with level 3, so you have to do a combo without it. But, if you have the meter, you can then kill characters for this, like that. Is there anything else really I want to mention with this team? I don't think so. But if you do have any questions, and there's something that you'd like me to address, if there's anything that you're struggling with combo-wise, playing against a certain player that because we all play against similar people when we're at similar levels, and there might be someone a bit better than you who you want to learn how to beat. Ask me for matchup tips with these characters. I'm pretty good in that department. It's just with the hitbox, showing off the combos and that side of things is a little bit more difficult for me right now. So with this, it's been a pleasure. I think I'll do this again sometime soon. Let me see who's next on my list. I think I'm going to do next on my list. I'd planned to do Wolverine Vergil with my ready-made teams series, and I think after that I'll either do Liberal Terminator's team, just because he's just one combo breaker. I was thinking about doing Zero Dante Vergil, Jabril's team, Evasion's team, and I was also thinking about doing Mag Doom Phoenix, but if there's any very popular, very strong teams that you want me to have a look at, let me know. Obviously, this applies for all Doom Vergil teams. You just stick a different point on there. But doing a Nova 1 Spencer Doom allows me to, cover Nova and Spencer at the same time. Zero Dante Vergil, covering Zero Dante. Mag Doom Phoenix, I'm now covering Mag Phoenix. There's a nice bit of variety there, isn't there? But that's it. I'm going to head out. It's time for bed. It's been a pleasure. Sparty out. Catch you guys next time. Thanks very much. Catch me in the comments. See you later.